Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for quarter 2 of 2023. We're just going to jump right in here. This is for April through June of 2023. And you have this card that says, balance all dimensions of your life. And then you have the surprise card. It says, expect the universe to pleasantly surprise you. I like that. So there could be some sort of surprise. It also says, everything will be revealed to you in time. Let the plan unfold. Yeah, no rushing here is what I'm getting. It's like sometimes I think we think that things aren't working out in our favor, but they actually are. And so that's like the energy that I get from this first row is that, I think something is going to go much better than expected. Could be like an idea or something you're trying to create in life. But I feel like you need to allow it to develop. You have two cards of growth here, 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. They both kind of represent like growing a garden or, they both look like gardens, right? But it's, that doesn't happen overnight. It's something that takes a little bit of time, Gemini. So, make sure that you're not like rushing anything in your life. And I would say make sure that you're allowing things to kind of like develop as they need to. It is interesting. You have this Lion card. It's pretty funny because I think in your last reading, I said that you could be attracting a Leo or a fire sign. And here you go. Are you kidding? You have the Strength card right here. It would not surprise me, Gemini, if you were attracting a Leo, if you want love in your life. If you don't want love, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, if you do want love, I think it's available to you. And you have the Lovers right here, which could also be you. But, this looks pretty good here, Gemini. You do have the 7 of Pentacles. So, I feel like you're done with the situation. 7 of Pentacles to me says, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is what you're doing worth it? Is it leading to things moving forward in your life? Or is it just something kind of keeping you stuck? And so 7 of Pentacles can represent a change in direction. And I didn't say this, but each one of these rows, I'm doing things a little bit differently in this reading. Each row is going to represent something different that you could be dealing with over the next quarter. So again, I feel like there's like something needs to change here. And even if we go like this, we go across, it's like that something needs to change because maybe you don't have your 10 of Pentacles yet. 10 of Pentacles could be anything. 10 of Pentacles is kind of like building and leaving a legacy. I always say as well, to me, 10 of Pentacles is something that is like a living, breathing thing. We never truly get the 10 of Pentacles. We do, in a way, but it's like something that we're always working towards. It's building and leaving a legacy. You don't just like do that in one day. It's something that you do for the rest of your life. So, a lot of you, I feel, are kind of like working on building and leaving a legacy. Seems to me like a lot of people are. And again, I kind of equate that to, or I always say that is probably Uranus and Taurus is the thing that is making a lot of us want to build and leave a legacy because there's a certain level of freedom that Uranus and Taurus wants. And, obviously if you're financially secure or if you're able to leave a legacy or do something important, doesn't even have to be money, or if you're able to create a family, then, those are all things that could be important during this time. You have the 9 of Pentacles, again, another card of growth. I feel that there's good things coming in for you here with the 9 of Pentacles, but I also feel like saying, is this it? Or something like that. I'm not really sure what words are popping into my head here, Gemini, but what I would say is it's like, okay, 9 of Pentacles is okay, but you could have the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like this first part of the reading is kind of like saying, like, you need to go all the way. I feel like you need to really take the risk. Even if we go this way, it's like 5 of Wands, Page of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles. The 5 of Wands is a card of conflict and competition, but really these people on this card, I always say they are training. They are learning how to fight. They are using sticks. So even in the after tarot, for example, they're all sitting down, like talking after fighting with the stick. So it's like more a card of learning. And I kind of feel that here where maybe it's like maybe you have something good in life or you're working towards something good, but there's like something better. And I really feel this reading is encouraging you to kind of, exceed your own expectations, to go farther than you thought you could. And why? Because because you can. It's like, I believe that we should, live life to the limits as far as we possibly can go. And it's not about like money or materialism. It's more just about, I plan on dying on E, dying on empty. So, living life to its fullest. And, I feel like that's what this reading is encouraging you. It's saying like, yeah, there may be some things you have that are good, but it's like, it could be great. So I kind of feel this reading is encouraging greatness And again, you have that card that says, expect the universe to pleasantly surprise you. So, I feel like the universe is going to surprise you once you start this journey. For your next thing, you have the seahorse that says, be confident and assertive, divine masculine. So yeah, you're really going to have to, with the Five of Wands, again, there's no way to put it other than you're really going to have to kind of, charge through it. I always say it represents conflict and competition, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. Again, the Five of Wands is my card I call Indiana Jones. To me, it represents going on some sort of crazy adventure to get some treasure, right? Or to find something. So it's like you have to go on the adventure. You have to do the crazy thing, whatever that is, like building a business, starting a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you want to do. It's going to be different. Starting a family, right? All those things are crazy. And what I would say here is it's like saying, do it, go for it, make it happen because, I really feel like now is the time for you here, Gemini. You have the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Hermit. So the Page of Wands really encourages you to, going this way encourages you to go on the adventure. Going this way, it's actually encouraging you to follow your desire. The Page of Wands, he kind of just feels like he wants to do something because he's enthusiastic about it. That's just it. He just feels enthusiastic about something and he's like, okay, I'm going to go this way. So I feel like this is encouraging you to follow your desire, your enthusiasm, the things that you feel like you want to do. That's where the success is going to come from. You have the King of Swords here. Could be like authority. So again, I really feel we're in a time where we have to kind of break the rules. We're watching one part of society collapsing, basically, like the government. There's no other way to put it. And I don't think we're going to see like a total government collapse or anything, but I do think we are going to see like a breakdown of structure. It's like in certain ways, maybe we need government for certain things, right? But, again, I feel like we're seeing kind of like a restructuring. Maybe that's a better way to put it. But there might be some, again, we're not talking about breaking the law here, so I don't want anyone going out there getting arrested. But, there might be some things where it's like you have to do something, where, I don't know. I don't really have any good examples. I'll give you an example. I used to have a buddy. He had a mobile coffee shop. It was like a mobile, what do you call those things? Like a food truck, right? It wasn't a food truck. It was like more like a trailer. And, he just got started. He didn't really worry about having, all the certifications and everything like that. As he got started, he went and he got the certifications. Not a big deal. And it's like, is it breaking the law? Maybe. I don't know what the laws are on something like that. But it's like he had to just get started, And so, again, I'm not encouraging anyone to break the law, but what I am encouraging people to do is it's like saying, just get started and then start the process of, the rules, the regulations, and all that other stuff. I don't know. Someone needs to hear that, right? And again, don't get arrested, please. I want to stress, I'm not encouraging you to break the law, but what I am encouraging is the starting of something, regardless of what the rules say, right? There could also be, we are living in a time of Neptune and Pisces, so with Neptune and Pisces, the problem with Neptune and Pisces is that we have rules that we have made up in our own head with Neptune and Pisces, and we have to break those rules. Definitely, those rules are perfectly acceptable to break. I don't really have any good examples. The example I always give is like, my dad, my grandfather, they raised me to always be early. It's like every single job I've had, everything I've done, I'm always like 30 minutes early, right? And, again, this is not necessarily a bad rule, but is it necessary? Probably not. Do I need to be 30 minutes early to everything I do? Probably not. Is 15 good enough? Is 10 good enough? Probably, right? These are like the types of rules that we all probably have, and they're going to be different for all of us, but about things where it's like, why do you believe that? Why do I believe I have to be 30 minutes early? It's actually caused a lot of problems, right? It causes like anxiety. It's like if I'm not like 30 minutes early I start panicking before I go, and it's like it causes an anxious feeling because I'm not 30 minutes early and like all this other stuff, even if I'm 20 minutes early, right? So is that a rule that's actually beneficial, or, has it caused a problem? Really, it's kind of caused a problem because, again, there's no reason for me to be 30 minutes early to most things that I am doing. So, again, I feel like for some of you, that King of Swords is like saying, are there certain things that you've believed just because you were raised that way, or, because maybe something happened when you were a child? I don't really have any good examples for that, but I'm sure we all have things where something happened and maybe we're afraid to speak up, for example. Like maybe one of our parents didn't listen to us. There's like proof that like until you're like 2 years old, it's like your brain can't tell the difference. So if your parents don't listen to you, it's like maybe they're not doing anything bad. Maybe your parents didn't do it on purpose, but it's like your 2-year-old self is like, oh my God, nobody listens to me. And now that you're like 40, you're like, nobody listens to me. But it's not true. It's like your 2-year-old self is saying nobody listens to you, but really everybody listens to you. So why am I rambling about this? Because I feel like you need to speak up. here, Gemini. I feel like you need to open your mouth. I feel like you need to share something with the world, or, with people in your life, or, whatever the rule is, whatever the trauma is, whatever it is. I feel like you need to kind of call it out and expose it with the Hermit, because it's like, I feel like you're going to find out that it's not real. It's like something, something that you are fearing, or some sort of fear that you have that could be preventing you from getting your 10 of Pentacles could just be the thing that is not real. It could be something like a 2-year-old fear, not a adult fear that you have, right? Next, in your next row, you have this distant horizon card. You also have this official person card. If you want love, I feel like you could be attracting a person in actually the near future. It could be this quarter or next quarter is what I'm getting here. For whatever I'm getting, like, you see that's 22 on the top of that official person card. I'm getting 222, so that could be like a sign or a symbol. Like when you meet this person, maybe you start seeing repeating numbers, or specifically 222. What I would also say is that I feel like you see that distant horizon card. It looks very like futuristic. It's kind of interesting because I feel like you could be attracting a person who's very futuristic, who has like very futuristic ideas, or maybe they're like an innovator or something like that. That would actually make sense with Leo, and I'll tell you why, because Leo's opposite sign is Aquarius, and Aquarius is kind of like the innovator. So it could definitely be that. It could also be a Pisces as well, believe it or not. I'm not so sure how I feel about I'm a Pisces. I'm not so sure how I feel about Gemini and Pisces. It could work, but as I always say, people always say to me, like, oh, but, this sign and that sign doesn't work. And I can find like a million examples. Like my parents have been married forever, very happily married. Leo and Taurus doesn't work according to sun sign compatibility. So, it's like, to me, it's BS. And we have to look at other things. But what I would say here is, again, very futuristic. And again, Leo kind of stands out to me. But it could be any sign. And again, I feel like they have very futuristic thoughts. Definitely could be like a boss person. I also feel that you, specifically could be working on becoming an official person. There's a couple of reasons why here, Gemini. You have the 5 of Wands going to the 10 of Pentacles. 5 of Wands to me kind of says competition. But I always say, like, people always ask me, they say, I want to start a tarot YouTube channel. I'm like, get started. They're like, yeah, but there's a lot of competition. I'm like, yeah, but so what? I'm like, if you're meant to do something, there could be a billion people doing it, but if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. That's what I always tell people, because you never know. It's like, I think I like Mr. Beast. It's like, he is like #1 on YouTube now or whatever, right? And it's like when he started, PewDiePie existed, who was #1 at that time, but he's like outgrown him. So it's like there will always be someone who is outgrowing like the biggest and best thing, right? There's always something better, or a person better than you. But this is not a bad thing. It allows you to grow. So I feel like this is saying, like, don't shy away from something that you truly want. 10 of Pentacles. You want the 10 of Pentacles. You don't necessarily only want the 9 of Pentacles. And I feel like this whole entire reading, and especially this row here, is saying, like, don't sell yourself short. Go for the, the big thing that you want. Again, this is everything you want. The 10 of Pentacles forms the tree of life, which represents everything you want. And again, I feel like I shouldn't have to explain this, but apparently I do, so I'm going to. Yes, it's like, will you ever truly have everything you want? I don't know, I hate to burst your bubble, but probably not, right? It's like, I'm not going to have, a Ferrari in every single color. It's just not going to happen, and I'm okay with that, right? So it's like, am I going to have everything I want? Probably not. And but that's okay. And what I would say here is, I feel like you need to I think working towards this is the worthy goal. It's like I said, do we ever truly get the whole 10 of Pentacles? Probably not. But it's more about the journey. It's more about being able to, on your deathbed, say, you know what, I gave it the good old college try, right? I'm dying on E. So, I feel like if you can do that, you've done something in your life, and, it could be anything. And it doesn't even have to be that big. I like to stress, this could be something very small. Maybe you want to publish a book that, and even if only one person reads it, it doesn't matter. You did it. So I feel like the journey is more important here. You have the Page of Pentacles again. Definitely could be a new person if you want love. I feel like you're going to have to learn this person. Those are the words that are popping into my head here. So it could be like a type of person you've never dated before. It's like you're having to learn kind of their quirks or whatever. I do feel like you could be attracting like a quirky person, I don't know, that maybe this person does weird stuff, but not like weird in a bad way, but like just maybe they, have weird rituals or I don't know, something about rituals is popping into my head, but not like, again, not in a weird way. It's like maybe they wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go for a run. It's like, who the hell wants to do that? Nobody, right? But this person does. So, I feel like there are some like weird things that they do, but I also think it's probably what makes them attractive just in general. You have the Judgment card. I do feel like you're waking up to the fact that you probably want more with the Ten of Pentacles. And, like I said, I would just start working towards it. I also do feel like you could be waking up to a person. It's like this person here. I don't think it's a past person. I definitely feel it's a new person. But I feel sometimes, I don't know. It's like people, they say people grow on you. And I kind of get that feeling here where this person, it's like maybe love doesn't happen like right away, right? Maybe it's like one of those things, you meet a person, you start out as friends, then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm in love with this person. That's like more the vibe that I get from this Page of Pentacles. And again, I've said it before, they've done like a million studies on this about love. Like love at first sight is like BS. It's like most people, they fall in love over time. It's like they studied a bunch of people who have been happily married, and it's like they did not fall in love at first sight. It was like more like they got to know the person, and then they fell in love. So, that's what I say there. And again, I saw a video like a while ago. I don't remember what it was on, but it was a lady, and she brought up a really good point. She's like, everybody's always looking for butterflies in relationships, but what if butterflies are your stomach basically saying, this person makes you sick? What if butterflies are not a good thing? It's like sometimes I think we, search for the tingles, but it's like, what if the tingles are saying, no, this person is going to sleep with your mom, your cousin, your brother, your uncle, and then they're going to lie about it, right? It's like, what if that's what the butterflies are telling you? And that's I kind of get that here. In this next row, you have this Lion card and this Dating card. Oh, sorry, I really didn't want to switch, but I did. It says whining, dining, romance, and you have this Lion. It says strength and success. Could be attracting a person with a lot of strength and a lot of who's like successful in life, and I feel like they will want to wine and dine you here. A lot of very romantic person as well. There's something like I get something about like keeping up with this person as well as popping into my head. Like this person does not care is what I would say. Like let's just pretend I'm not suggesting that this person is like a millionaire or anything like that, but maybe they make a lot of money and maybe you don't. I think this person does not care, and it doesn't matter what gender we're talking about here. Like this person, I feel like they just truly like you. So don't try to be like, oh, I have to keep up with this person and then start creating these like stories in your head about like, oh, they're not going to like me because I don't make $1 million a year or whatever. It's like, I don't think this person's like that. So definitely a warning that's popping into my head. I also feel like this person, it's like they're immovable. You have the Strength card. This says strength. You have the Lion, which says strength. And you have the Queen of Wands, the Strength card, and the Ace of Pentacles. To me, this seems like a very immovable person. And maybe that's something that stands out to you. It's like they have their own thoughts, their own opinions, and their own kind of like way of living their life, and nothing can, I feel like nothing, it's like they don't change, you know what I mean? It's like if this person, again, just perfect example, if this person wakes up at 4:30 in the morning, every single morning to go for a run, I feel like whether they're with you or not with you, they're going for the run at 4:30 in the morning. It's like, I think something that people don't pay attention to in relationships, and I think a good thing that everybody should pay attention to, is if you meet a person, and if they start changing their daily routine for you, that might not be a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But again, if this person decides, oh, I'll just start sleeping in, and they start getting lazy, it's like you don't actually want that. You want a person who they do something and because it's like who they are. This person, they do things because, what I'm picking up on here is because it's who they are. Again, I think it's actually unsettling when you get with a person who like runs at 4:30 in the morning, then you meet them and they stop doing it, because that says that they easily change, right? And so what I would say here is this person does not. I think, and again, what I'm trying to spit out of my mouth here is that I think the thing that you will notice if this is a person is, again, they stick to whatever it is they do. And I think this is kind of like a big clue from the universe that it's like a person who does not change, but this is a good thing. It's not like they don't change. I think they are flexible and all that other stuff in relationships, but they do what, they are who they are. Let's put it that way. I feel like there's a lot of desire here. Queen of Wands, card of attraction, seduction. So I feel like there will be a lot of desire and attraction between the two of you. So that's nice. Also, for those of you that don't want love, I kind of feel the Queen of Wands, and even if you do want love, again, to me, the Queen of Wands has been coming up a lot in these readings. And Queen of Wands encourages us to be like brave, bold, assertive, and really go for the things that we want. You also have the Ace of Pentacles again. I feel like there's a huge opportunity coming in for you. For like a small percentage of you, I feel like you're getting someone else's opportunity is the words that are popping into my head. I do feel like this is love. Like you're almost like getting a person. And, this could also be a Scorpio, by the way, because I'm pretty sure I said this to Scorpio. And I might have even said it to you last week as well. That, it seems to me like you could be getting a person who is meant for someone else, like kind of, I don't really feel that's true, but that's almost the vibe here. It's like they were with someone else who they were like supposed to marry, and then that person screwed up or something. So I feel you're like, you could be getting a really solid opportunity here. I also feel that this is talking about growth with the 10 of Pentacles, your whole entire reading, 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, all about growth and growing something. So there's clearly, a lot of success. Next, in your last row, you have this time to go card. This card reminds me of Purgatory. It actually reminds me of the Hangman. It's really funny that you had the Hangman come out in reverse. I don't read reversals, but it is interesting because that would represent forward movement, which is a good thing. And, I always say on this card, it's like she's in this in-between time, but she needs to get down here to that archway. It's like needs to, complete a journey, or she needs to step through a portal or make a change. And that's what I feel for you here, Gemini. You have the Hangman, the Lovers, and the 6 of Pentacles. The Hangman, again, came up in reverse, and I don't read reversals, but it is interesting. The Hangman in reverse, he looks like he's getting ready to move forward, right? He looks like he's about to get off the pole and like start on his journey. So I definitely feel that energy for you. If you are hesitating as well, I would definitely use your intuition, but his head is glowing and it represents the fact that he has all the knowledge and wisdom he needs to kind of like get started on his journey. There's nothing really holding him back. So, I would encourage you to get moving here. You have the Lovers. Again, the whole entire reading was like, something about love. So there could be a very solid connection coming in for you. I do feel like there needs to be something here. It's like they're blocked by this mountain kind of, and they're not touching yet. So I feel like for some of you, it's like either someone needs to reach out here or there needs to be movement towards this person, which seems to be the case for everyone. I don't know what's going on, but in all the love readings that I've done, it where love shows up in the reading, it's like Page of Pentacles, there needs to be communication. Judgment, you could also look at Judgment as there needing to be communication as well. So there seems to be some sort of, it's like the love is there, but there's no communication. So I would communicate, or maybe they need to communicate, whatever. I also feel this is talking about a new path. We see that with the Time to Go card. It's about stepping through that portal and going towards something new. And the Lovers can just sometimes represent a crossroads, being at a crossroads, having a choice to make. What choice do you make? Well, your answer is 6 of Pentacles. When you put your energy into something, I always say, what do you get back? 6 of Pentacles is cause and effect as well, just like the Justice card. It represents like paying attention to where you put your energy and what you get back from your energy. It's like, do you get equal or better? And if the answer is yes, then that's the direction you move in. So if you're confused about decisions, what decision invests in you? Try both and then pick the direction that kind of gives energy back to you. And that seems to be very important. I've been saying in readings for like the past 2 years that the answer to the rest of your life, based off the astrology for the next 100 years, is going to be justice. We really, really have to pay attention to cause and effect. And it's just too easy not to, right? And I think that, for the next 100 years or so, the problem, if I had to pick one problem, it would be that, we could all get stuck thinking that something is right for us when it isn't, when we're not trusting the evidence. So it's super, super important that we look at the evidence. We say, okay, I think this direction is right, but this decision over here, this new job, this new person, this new whatever is actually giving me results. So pay attention to the results. But this is a really good reading. I love it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your quarter.